What if Deku was Sand remake? Okay, sorry for not uploading for a while. It's because I am trying to focusing on my other channel. But anyway, let's just begin. In the last one, if I remember, Sand fought Muscular, and he accident and somehow he Kota somewhat manifests a quirk by shooting water from his palm. I mean his. If I say her, I mean his palm of his hand, and someone using soul burst or soul boost. But anyway, Sand will go berserk and yada yada yada, and then everyone tried to stop him but failed. Fritz and Chara and Amber, aka Betty, still determined, and then her her biological clone daughter tried to help him, and also Kota as well. And then Ram getting kidnapped. If you don't remember who Ram is Izuku and Betty biological clone daughter. There is a clone that is child of the child of Izuku and Ember, Tin and A, that becoming a clone together and become. You guys know what I mean. But anyway, it's a few months after what happened, and Sen is somewhat mad at himself because cannot save her own daughter, but her own daughter saved him twice. If I think, hmm, yeah, twice. But anyway, the girl is in front of Izuku's room. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. Izuku is his room while still mad at himself, and the girl is outside of his door of his room, wondering and worrying about what Izuku thinking right now. And Amber tried to take Amber go and knock the door, and Izuku say, "Come in." Izuku tried to shrug it off and tried to calm himself. The girl, the girls. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. Pira as well go to Izuku room, and they say, "Izuku, are you alright?" And Izuku say, "Yeah, but I just cannot help but feel mad at myself because I cannot save my own daughter. I know she a clone, but she's still my own daughter, and she saved me twice now." And then wait a second, let me think of something. Sorry about that. Izuku clenching his face, both of his face, and the girl noticed that, and so Fritz walked. No, the girl walked to him, closer and closer. Izuku don't notice it until he felt a warm embrace of hug around him, and he looked to see Amber, Chara, and Fritz is hugging him, as well as Pira, and they say it's not your fault. Wait a second, I cannot speak right now. The girl tried. The girl comforting him, and say, "Don't worry, we will save him, and just wait." And Izuku say, "Thanks." And then they hear a knock on the door, and they look to see it was Inko and Hisashi. Izuku asks Inko and Hisashi, "Mom, Dad, what are you doing here?" Inko say, "Well, you see, Izuku, we found the location of the wait, can I speak? We found the location of the villain hideout." And Izuku say, "Really? Do you think that Mew, I mean Ram, is there?" And Inko say, "We're not sure." And Izuku asks, "Dad, why are you here as well? I thought you at work right now." No, he say, "I thought you supposed to be at work." And Hisashi say, "Well, it's about Ram." And Izuku say, "What is it?" Izuku Hisashi say, "Well, you see, it's about Ram lifespan." And Izuku starting to take look somewhat worried and still calm and say, "What do you mean by that?" Hisashi say that Ram might have a few days to live. And Izuku say, "What? What do you mean by that?" And Hisashi say, "The cloning process." And Hisashi say, and let's just say that Ram accidentally have a wound. Have a wound when he fights Sand. You know what? He he have the power of Ember, aka Betty, soul regeneration, and somewhat shape shifting. Izuku when fighting Ram accidentally cut Ram off when the sport festival, and Hisashi take the arm as sample and test and experimented on it, and Hisashi see that the part of the thing somewhat decaying about a few weeks, and Hisashi might try to processing and found out that Ram have only a few days. You know what? Let's just say a few weeks to live. And Izuku say, "If that's true, we have to save her now." And Izuku say, "I know, but we have to wait, and I will save him. I mean, I will save her. So we don't worry." And Izuku say no. And Inko was confused. Say, "Excuse me?" And Izuku say, "No, I will go with you. I will not stand here." And Inko say, "Izuku, I know you're strong, but..." And before Inko can say anything, Izuku's eyes started to glow with dark blue mist coming out from his eye, and he say again, "I say that I will go." The room getting chiller. They feel something on their spine. They feel a fear right now. And Ingo say, "Very well." And the girls started to say, "Wait, we will follow you. We want to go too." And Ingo cut them all and say, "No. You guys have to stand here. Izuku is different from you guys. You guys know he more powerful than any of you." And Pira say, "I know, but..." And Sensei, "Sorry, Pira, but no. I will do it myself. I hope you understand this." And then he walked out and he say, "You will have a meeting today. Am I right? And Inko say yeah. And Izuku say come on, let's go. So they both walk off out of from the room. And Hisashi sigh and say he may be one of the smartest one, smartest people I know. But he one of the stubborn as well. He may be lazy but he's stubborn. And Hisashi look at the girls and Hisashi say, don't worry, you know how strong Izuku is. He will be fine. And the girls somewhat worrying but they not. Let's go a few let's go to the meeting of the hero. Oma is standing there while with Endeavor. And Endeavor say, what are we waiting for? No, the other heroes say, what are we waiting for? Shouldn't we start the meeting? And Endeavor say, we have to wait for the third hero, Psyche. And then they hear a knock on the door. And All Might say, come in. The one that, the people, the person that behind the door come inside the room. And it was Inko, aka Psyche. And they looked behind Inko to see and was surprised to see Sans. And Endeavor say, why is he here? This is not a place for a kid. And before Endeavor can say anything, Izuku, aka Sans, cut her off and say, quiet, Endeavor. And Endeavor say, excuse me, do you know? And Endeavor, no. Sans teleport in front of Endeavor. And Endeavor was in shock. And he was in fear because of the Sans glaring at him. Endeavor is stand frozen. And they are bloodless. The hero can feel that, feeling it. Inko and All Might, and other hero, is on the ground. Endeavor cannot move at all, and he must her own muscle at all. And Izuku say, I say, quiet. Let's just start the meeting so we can save my daughter now. Endeavor, not saying anything, not nothing, and everyone starting to start the meeting. And everyone talking, and they explain, and Izuku say, all for one may be have more than only Ram. No, Izuku say about Ram, about saying that Ram told me before that she that there are more like her in the part on the in the lab that she was created. And some heroes saying this. If we can take her, we can experiment it and make another. And before she can finish her work, Izuku grabbed her head and slammed her on the table, destroying the table as well, and say, I won't let you touch a single hair of her. Everyone is scared right now, to wondering if this boy ever going to berserk, and they cannot imagine what chaos be, can he brought. And All Might say, we know, young Midoriya, please just calm down. And Izuku say, right. Everyone explain and they have the plan. But let's go to Ram. Ram is sitting on the chair while somewhat mounted like Bakugo, but it's more harder. The chair is more durable than Bakugo chair, and it was made to block a quirk. And let's say All for One talk is inside. No, Ram is inside of the bar with the other villain, and All for One say, "Why are you doing this? Why you obey the plan? If we can take him back, then it would be more easier." And Ram say, "I will not let you hurt my brother. No, my father." And All for One say, "So you will obey your own grandmother for that?" And she say, "Yeah, I don't care about your plan, All for One." And All for One sigh and say, "Korogiri, teleport her into her in her cell now." And Korogiri do that. And let's say when she was teleport, the change that in is binding her disappear as well, and she inside of a prison, some a cell, and she somewhat beat up and bruised and somewhat burned. But thanks to her having a regeneration, it's not as her as before, but it take longer because quirk. Let's say they have a quirk weakening drug that make her more weak. They so Ram is weak right now, and inside of her cell, there are about three, four. Let me think. Let's say three people, and the people is a children. About if I remember, Kota is six, so let's make it six. And if I remember, Ram is actually 10, like Eri. Yeah, Eri is actually 10, and Kota is actually 6 years old. But anyway, they go to Ram, and let's say there are one boy and two girls, and the three of them have a white hair with a shade of no a stripe of brown hair, one stripe of brown hair each of them, and they say, "Ma, no, no." The three of them say, "Sister," and they go to hug her, and Ram said, "Don't worry, I'm fine," while hugging them, and the boy say, "Are you okay?" And Ram say, "I did say I'm alright. Okay, little bro." And one of the girls say, "What did they do to you?" And Ram say, "Huh, they just beat me up, that's all. It's just a little bit of bruise. It will heal." The girl somewhat crying, a little bit tearing up, and Ram say, "Don't worry, someone will save us. Just have a hope, okay?" Ram is hugging them, and inside of Ram's head, she say, "Father, please save me." No, she say, "Please save us." Let's go to the hero again. They are ready. The other villain is inside of the bar, and they hear a knock. And let's say that we say, "Who's there?" And wait a second. And the other person say, "Time." And Dabi say, time who? And the door is bust open. And Sun Dabi is being pushing by the door, flying to the wall. And it was Sans, and he say, time to capture, no, time to beat up. Time for a beat up. I'll bet at making a joke, okay? You know what? Time to kick some ass. They're more like it. The girl tried to attack him, but then Sans using a blue attack, swing them around the wall like a ball, bouncing wall to wall, and somewhat knocking them out, using a and tell Kamui Wood to capture them. And Izuku look around to see Remnant here. And let's say Korgiri, no, Korgi's knocked out. Tomura. Tomura. Izuku look at Tomura and say, "Where is my daughter?" And Tomura is scared because of Izuku glare right now. His eye not like this. It's actually dark, a dark blue with a black mist coming out from Izuku's eye. And she say, "I don't know. Is Korgiri the one to know that no. No. All for one, Master the only one know the whereabout of her." And Izuku say, where is All for One now?" And then a black gloppy portal coming out and it's absorb everyone. And it's go to the place that All Might and All for One fight. The other hero captured the normal. And Izuku, when everyone coming out from the portal, Izuku look at who it is, and he is mad right now and say, "All for One." Everyone look. All Might was in shock to see All for One is having a face, and All for One say, "No." All Might say, "How? How are you still here? I thought the wound is permanent." And All for One say, "Well, it's thanks to my own son." And All for One pointing at Izuku, and she say, "And thanks to my own daughter regeneration, I able to have my own to regenerate my own face again." And All for One look at Izuku and say, "Come, Izuku, how about you join me?" And Izuku say, "I will not join a bitch like you." Sorry for swearing, but not sorry as well. And All for One say, "Oh, come on. How about we be a... If you join me, we can be a big happy family. If your sister join as well." And everyone see hearing this, and they say, he or wait, he actually do that villain is actually her own actual mother?" And Izuku say, "You are not my mother. You experimented on me and Pira when we were..." No, of one say Izu Sans. Izuku say, "You experimented on me and Pira when we were younger. Make us your own lab rat to gain more power. Try to steal our own quirk for your own purpose. And you think you can have the..." No, she say. I mean, he say, "And you have the gut to calling us a family." And all for one side and say, "If I cannot make you join me, I have to kill you then." And Izuku say, like hell you can. And all for one say, if you think so, if you really think that you can kill me, you are wrong. And Izuku say, we both know I'm more stronger than you. And all for one say, yeah, you're right. And Omai was surprised, a- as well as Izuku, that all for one is say, saying that. But then all for one say, but I have something that will change that. All for one take create another portal. He's sending Shigaraki and the other away and pulling other people to the place. She pulled Ram and the other children, other children, and Izu shocked and say, "You bitch!" And Izu for one say, "It was quite interesting that care more about you care a lot for the clone." And Izu say, "She may be a clone, but she's still my daughter, and you cannot change about it." And Izuku asks, "And those three children?" And all for one say, "Yes, if you if you think that they are your also as well same as Ram, you are correct." And Izuku say, "And that mean," and all for one is grinning and say, "Yes, they are also your children." And although everyone in shock, so hearing this, and then Izuku say, "You're using them as your shield. You're a coward beyond a redemption." And Ophion say, "Well, aren't that a, a fighting word? But let's begin." But first, Ophion make another portal, and Izuku was wondering, what is it? Ophion put her arm inside of the portal and pull it out, and it was she pulled out a syringe, and Ophion say, "This is thing that I've been working on for a long time. After the birth of you and your sister, with this, I will be strong as you. No, even stronger." And then she inject herself with the syringe. Of one starting feel a pain, and then she started to laugh. Her hair from white turning to black, and she say, "Time, let's see how good you are." The hero Izuku, All Might, and the other hero try to attack. When Ofawa using a dirty trick and using the children as a meat shield, the hero cannot do anything because they scare that if they hit the children, they might be killed by sand snacks. Yeah, they scared about sand. They're more scared of sands than of one right now. Everyone is fighting, but of every time of one almost thing is her in danger. She using her own using Ram and the other children as a mid shield. And All for One go attacking them using a blast of energy, making a spy as well, all attacking all the villain, no, all the hero, and Izuku was attacked, and one of the attack cutting the arm of Izuku, and Izuku is screaming, and Ram say, "Father!" No, she shouting "Father!" Say, and all for One say, starting to laugh and say, "Come on, Izuku, why won't you just join me? It will be more easier. And how about this? If you join me, I will make sure that they will be safe, and I will make sure that the girl as well." And Izuku hearing this, and everyone is worrying about what Izuku will choose, and Izuku is conflicted. Should he choose this? He is conflicting. He on the ground thinking, and all for One is smiling right now. But then a blast of energy hit All for One on the back, and All for One looked to see a gas blaster, but it's not from Sans, and the hero is saying this as well, and everyone's seeing it and seeing the gas blaster. Sans looked at the gas blaster and said, "Wait, it's..." And then there a bullet attack All for One, hitting All for One, and the quirk is the one that kept is trapping the children and Ram. And let's say they are on the air right now, and when the quirk was deactivated, and let's say the bullet was erasing quirk bullet, when the quirk was deactivated, the children fall, but then they was captured by Freeze, Chara, Amber, and Pyrrha. And Izu say, "What? What are you doing here?" And they say, "To help you, da. We have we have the children, so don't worry. We will save them. We will help. We will take them away. You just need to focus on that woman." And Pyrrha look at her and say, at All for One and say, "I hope we can help change your mind, mother. But when I think about it, we never a family. My family, we are not me and my brother are not your children. We are the children of the psych, the telekinesis hero, Psyche. We are Midoriya." And Sense smirking after hearing that and starting to chuckle and say, "Thanks for saying that, sis. Get along. Come on, go away now. I will take care of this." And they hearing. Wait a second. Sorry about that. Izuku say, "Go away now. Get along. Get away from this place. I will take care of this." And Izuku look at All Might and the other hero and say, "Hey, you guys should go as well. I will take care of this." And All Might and never say, "Are you crazy? She is strong, and you think that you can take care of her?" And Izuku say, "Yeah, That's why I tell you to get away. And All Might, after hearing that, she she started to chuckle and say, "Yeah, you're right. Come on, Endeavor, let's go." And Endeavor was in shock and said, "Are you serious, All Might?" And Endeavor say, "Yeah, that kid more stronger than me, so we don't need to worry." And Endeavor was in shock to hearing that. And Inko, using her telekinesis, take up Endeavor and the other hero and fly away. And she shout, "Izuku, if you win, we will eat your favorite food." And Izuku say, "Thanks." No, he say, "Sweet." Everyone is gone. There is now Sans and only All for One. And All for One say, "So this will decide who are the winner, who will become no, who is the strongest." And Izuku say, "Yeah, but it's already clear who will become the victory." And Izuku shout, "Soul Burst!" And Izuku was engulfed with a energy. It was dark. His was a black energy aura, but slowly it started to change. It started to turn gray, with a hint of with a shade of red. But then it's turning to pure white. And Izuku say, "Time to end this." And Ofuwa was confused to what this power is. Ofuwa can feel this power. It's different from her own power. And yes, Ofuwa can use Soul Burst as well. And Orphan say, "Don't get cocky with me, you brat." Orphan using attacking Izuku, but Izuku summoned a bone hand and deflect it so easily. Orphan create a big giant sword and go to attack Izuku. Izuku create his a sword, a bone sword, and go attack. They're clutching a sword. That the clashing of the sword make a big gust of wind that can push a building, cutting it, destroying it, making the helicopter that recording it have to go far away from it. Both of them fighting using a Izuku using a gas blaster, fire at All for One, and All for One dodging it using a energy blast from her arm, and say, "Enough! I will end this once and for all." And Izuku say, "I almost want to say that. Hey, that should be me, the one who's saying this. The one who's saying that." All for One turned her arm into a giant blaster. Like in the, you know what? The the same arm in the cannon. And wait a second. Sorry, I have to try to find this photo. Izuku create a blaster around his arm like this, and both of them fire a big energy blast. It's like a clash of energy blast in the Cell Saga in the Dragon Ball Z. And Izuku, both of them is dying right now, trying to push each other to the limit. And Izuku, his eyes started to glow, blue, red, yellow, and then dark blue, green, orange, and you know what? Like this. First one is red and then was orange. and then was yellow, or green, cyan, and then dark blue and into purple. This go around, and Izuku fire. His blast become more bigger, engulfing all for one blast, and then it's getting closer to all for one, and closer, and all for one said, "No, no." The blast is engulfing all for one now, and she's screaming, "Damn it!" And when the blast is over, they are huge. The place that was attacked, the part of the building that was attacked from the blast, also disintegrate. There's nothing left from the blast at all. Everyone looked at Sans. The the news the news helicopter and the camera guy pointed at Sans, and they was wondering, is it over? And then Sans clenched his face and put it to the air and shout, just scream with a victory, with energy of victory. I don't know what to call. And everyone after knowing that, everyone know that Sun is win, and they screaming with joy and say, he did it, he did it. And everyone was glad. And then Sun almost go to the ground. No, Sun, aka Izuku, almost fell to the ground, but he was captured by All Might, and she say, well done, well done, young Midoriya. And Izuku said, thanks, All Might. And then he was unconscious. All Might brought him to other hero and to with Ram, no, yeah, Ram, the three children, and Freeze, Chara, Amber, and Pira running at him and asked, what happened to him? And All Might say, he was he he fell unconscious after using most of his power at once. He's alright, just need a rest. And was everyone was glad, and Ram hugged Izuku, and she cried and she said, thank you, father. And the three children say, um, says, who is he? And Ram say, let me I should I want to when he's still conscious, but this is our father. His name is Izuku Midoriya. His name is also Sen Tomura. Yeah, if I remember, Tomura is actually the name of All for One and the first One for All user family name, but we call him Izuku Midoriya. And Chara, Freeze, and Ember look at the children and ask, so there are Izuku and ours, my children? Betty saying that. And Ember Ram say, well, technically they are Izuku's children, but those two girls is actually one is son of Pira, one son of Chara, and no, both of the two girls is actually son of Freeze, Chara, and Sans. Because if you remember, Freeze and Chara was one entity before one for all, somewhat split them up to 2%, and they say, and Fitz and Chara say, well, this gonna be weird to explain to him. And let's go a few months. Izuku is inside of his room right now, and then he wake up and he look around and he was confused why he is inside of the room. And Izuku say, what happened? And then they hear a knock on the no. He hear the door is open. Izuku look to the door to see Pira, Amber, Chara, and Phrase. And Inko is actually in front of the door. And Izuku say, Mom, Phrase, Chara, Amber, Pira, what happened? And Pira say, don't you remember? You win the fight, brother. And Izuku just remember that and say, yeah, wait, the children, where are they? And Amber, no, Inko say, don't worry, they are with your father. And they say, no, Inko say, Hisashi tried to find a way to make them expansion of their life like a normal human being. And Izuku say, glad to hear that. And then Inko phone ring, and Inko know who it is, and Inko see it was Hisashi, and Inko immediately pick up the phone and ask Hisashi what's going on, and Hisashi say, "Hey Inko, is Izuku still unconscious?" And Inko say, "No, she already awake. He just awake a few seconds ago." And Hisashi say, "Glad, good. Sorry to say this, but can you ask him to go to the lab with Freeze, Chara, and Amber as well?" And, Inko say, why? And Inko say, and let's just say she in a loudspeaker, and Hisashi say this, I think I might find a way to make their lifespan more longer. And Izuku hearing that, he immediately stand up from his bed and go pick up, go run to Inko and take away Inko phone and see, Dad, what you mean by that? And Hisashi say, I think I know the way to make them live longer, but by using your power, soul burst, what you call a soul burst. And Izuku say, really? And Hisashi say, sorry to ask this, but can you teleport please Chara and Ember with you to the lab? And Izuku say, why did you just say it earlier? Izuku grab please Chara and Ember and teleport them to the lab. And Hisashi inside his office, and Izuku teleport inside of the office. And they look, and Hisashi look to in front of his desk to see Izuku, Ember, and Pira, Chara, Fish Chara. Where can I speak right now? And he say, well, that was quick. And Izuku asks, how how is to tell me what how are we going to make their lifespan longer? And Izuku say, and Hisashi say, the way to doing this, we have to somewhat make make put your blood, but you have to go in a soul burst. And Pira and no, Chara, Freeze, and Ember have to do it as well, and I have to inject it to them, and you say understanding it. So they go to the laboratory to see that the other the three children and Ram is sleeping right now on a bed, and Izuku say, "Are they you using sleeping gas to make them unconscious, aren't you?" And Hisashi say, "Yeah, sorry, but we have to do it because they are the three of them still not stable at all." And Izuku say, I understanding this." And so they go to the one of the room laboratory, and the three of them starting to use a soul burst. No, four of them using the soul burst. But when it comes to Izuku aura around him changing color like a rainbow, like this color like a rainbow flame. And Hisashi was confused. And Hisashi think, hmm, say this. Somehow I think you somewhat changed your soul burst into another level. And Izuku say, really? Hmm, weird. But anyway, let's just start the process. And Hisashi say, yeah. Hisashi take each of the girl blood, and when it come to Izuku, when he take Izuku blood change color like a rainbow, and he was confused. But then the color of but Hisashi don't think anything. He immediately imbue each fish chara and send half of sand blood. And let's say Fish Chara and Amber only have to Hisashi only to need to take. Well, let me think of the word I need to say. Hisashi take using one syringe, each syringe, filling it with Fish Chara and Amber blood. And when it comes to Izuku, he take twice, and he combine Fish and Chara and Sense blood together, and another syringe that have Sense blood combined with Amber blood. And then Hisashi injected to the children and Ram. A few hours has passed. Ram and the children wake up, and when they open their eyes, they look and they see Izuku and Fischara and Amber, and Ram say, "Father, where are we?" And Izuku say, "We are in Hisashi laboratory. Your grandfather room." No, he say, "In my father laboratory." But well, you technically that technically make him your grandfather. And Hisashi just think just realize that and say, I just almost experimented on my children, on grandson." And Hisashi say, and Izuku say, "Well, we have to do it, or else we cannot help to save them." And Izuku Ramsey, what do you mean by that? Hisashi explained that their lifespan is more longer. It's like a normal human being. And Ram knowing that, let's say Ram know that she cannot stay, live longer. And after she hearing that, she was surprised and said, "You serious?" And Hisashi said, "Yeah, congrats." And Ram started to cry. And Izuku said, "What's wrong?" And Ram said, "It's nothing, but thank you, Grandpa." No, he looked at Ram looked at Hisashi and she said, "Thanks, Grandpa." And Hisashi said, "No problem." And the other children say, "Big sister?" And Ram say, "Don't worry, I'm fine." The three children go to her and hug her while still scared. And they look at Izuku and say, "Are you really our father?" And Izuku look at them and then he smirked, smiling and say, "Yeah," while petting three of them and say, so, "Don't worry, I will make sure to protect you with all I got." And they somewhat feel happy and safe when around Izuku. And they look, and then Fitzgerald and Amber look at them and say, "So that means..." And Fitzgerald say, "Ram did tell us that those two girls is technically our daughter." And those two girls look at Fitz and Chara and say, "Who are you?" And Fitz and Chara look at them and they say, "Well, you see, we are your mother. Technically, we are your mother. You should have one, but we was one person. It's a complicated story. We will explain it when you grow up. But nice to meet you, sweetie." And Fitz and Chara pick up one of them, those two girls. And the girl was happy. And Ram, Izuku, and Amber was smirking. And Amber looked at the little boy. And the boy somewhat scared and say, "Yo, San say, don't worry, she will not hurt you. And she your mother. And besides, she your mother." And the boy somewhat scared, still scared. But then he feel something on his head. And when he looked, he see Amber, and Amber smiled at him, and say, "Don't worry, I will not hurt you." And the boy feel warm and safe as well, with her, with Amber petting him. Why can I say, girl? Why can I not? Wow, I really need to learn more English if I cannot remember that at all. Please, Amber, no, Ram looked at her sibling, happy with their own mother, and Izuku put his hand on Ram's head and say, "Welcome to the family, Ram." And Ram looked at Izuku and then she smiled and say, yeah, thanks, Dad. Thanks, Father. And I will end it right here. Sorry for not uploading for a while, but I was busy, okay? Anyway, I hope you like it. And I will say this. I might end it when it's go to after overhaul arc. But anyway, see ya. Bye bye.